you've already been increasing the offerings to customers, I know, by testing the return of free meals to economy class, launching an app that lets passengers track their bags. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
As other airlines like United, they're charging passengers to use the overhead bin. Are Delta's new customer service focused features, is that one of the things that you feel is really paying off, coming back?
Yes, it is. As we've improved the profit outlook for the company, we've had a very simple model. For every dollar we make, we take half of it and put it back in the business. And we take the other half and improve our capital structure in terms of our balance sheet and paying down debt and improving the returns to our owners. That 50% that we put back into the business this year coming up is going to be close to $4 billion in 2017 alone. And that's allowing for the reinvestment, because we never want to get this business back to where, where it was 10 years ago. We all know what that was like. And that experience is behind us. We remember it. And we're going to continue to make improvements to make sure this company stays in a really good, strong way going forward. This
is a lot of investment, Ed. I mean, you've got these new offerings costing significant money in terms of technology alone, for the luggage tracking app alone costing $50 million, the pilots contracts that you just did, oil prices where they are. How do you offset all of these additional costs? Are you going to raise prices?
Well, prices have been down this past year. One of the things that we've been able to do is take the savings from fuel, because fuel prices have fallen in half, which is a huge benefit for the industry. And we reinvested a lot of that back into the business. Prices have been down 5% this year. The outlook for next year is probably going to rise a bit, but it's going to be in line with inflationary pressures. And I think it's going to be a strong year.
What did you make of the Trump commentary on the Boeing Air Force One project? Obviously, the president-elect slammed the company for the price tag on the airplanes. What do you make of that criticism in terms of the cost of the Boeing jets?
I don't know what Air Force One costs, obviously. It's a specialized we are the second largest operator of Boeing equipment in the world. We've got a great relationship with Boeing. We negotiate with Boeing all the time, so I don't think that's anything unusual.
And you don't think the price is outsized from where you sit?
I wouldn't have a clue as to what one of those costs.
What about pension liabilities? Let me get your take on that. Obviously, that's a debt burden. The unfunded pension and post-employment benefits liability now up to $12.6 billion. Is that right?
That's the net liability. Yeah.
How will Trump's policies affect that?
Well, if we're going to stimulate economic growth and jobs and improvement in the outlook, that's going to continue to generate cash for us. I think one of the things I'm personally excited about is the prospects for corporate tax reform and the opportunity to lower the burden, not just domestically, but internationally. We're a big international player, and we're playing with one hand tied behind our back on taxes. So that's going to help us, and I think all that's going to help us continue to fund we're already investing over $1 billion a year in our pension every single year, and we'll get it well paid off in time.
If you get the corporate tax rate down to 15%, which is obviously what Donald Trump is pushing, and then you get the rollback of regulations. First off, are you expecting, I mean, obviously the airline industry heavily regulated. Are you expecting any rollback of regulations in your sector?
Oh, absolutely. We are probably one of the most heavily regulated industries within business, and we're excited about our incoming DOT Secretary, Elaine Chao. I think she's going to be a great addition to the team, and we look forward to working with her.
Do you think that that's going to impact earnings? So you get a corporate tax rate down to 15%. You get a rollback of regulations. There are analysts out there who are saying that's going to be a bump up to earnings for the S&P 500 of 20%.
I think that's realistic, yeah. And the more that we get those returns, we can put it back into more product amenities, and we continue to invest in our future. And it's the virtuous cycle that we want to continue to generate here.
Obviously, we've seen a ton of consolidation in the airline business already. Is there more to come, or do you think what we have now in the sky, the capacity, is appropriate?
I think we're in a pretty stable place. We've got 4 large airlines now in the U.S. We're incredibly, intensely competitive. As I say, pricing has been down for 2 years running, so we continue to compete really hard with each other. But it's allowing us the stability, again, to invest back into the customers and into our employees. Since 2007, another stat I'm most proud of in terms of looking at the resurrection of Delta is that our employee labor costs have gone up 80%.
Wow.
80%.
And this is 30% of the cost in your business,
absolutely.
Labor. Is that right?
Right. And so our people are receiving the returns of their hard work and the rewards of that work. And as a result of that, they're doing a great job taking care of customers.
Ed, you seem to be really making everybody happy. The customers, the workers, shareholders. Good for you. Congratulations. You're doing a great job.
Well, that's the trick. If you keep everybody in balance and keep that circle running, we'll continue to do well.
Let's end off with some guidance for the year ahead. What are you expecting in 2017?
I think 2017 is going to be more of the same. You know, we're going to continue to hold a strong margin. As I said, $6 billion was our profits the last 2 years. I think we're looking at a similar attack for 2017. Fuel costs probably going to go up a bit. I think it's probably run a little bit fast in the last 30 days, so I think it'll probably modulate, but somewhere in that $50 to $60 range, and that's a good place for the airlines.
Ed, it's great to have you on the program
Maria,
today.
thanks for having me.
Good luck at the Investor Day today.
Thank you.
Good to see you. As Bastian there, CEO at Delta. Later